Pete Davidson gets slammed by Ariana Grande fans.
Hailey, Baldwin, and Justin Bieber got officially married without a prenup.
And Logan Paul confesses in Shane Dawson's series.
All that and so much more on this week's DHR Recap.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the weekly recap of the biggest DHR stories from the week. This week, Shane Dawson received some backlash from PewDiePie over his Jake Paul, Mind of Jake Paul docuseries.
But first, Pete Davidson got in some trouble with some Arianators about his joke on SNL. Looks like SNL took full advantage of the Pete-Ariana summer engagement. During the Weekend Update segment, co-host Colin Jost asked Pete all about his high-profile engagement. Pete talked about what it was like being with the most famous pop star of our time. He joked about not having to pay rent, but said he puts his part by stocking up the fridge. At first, it was all fun and jokes about being with a woman who is the breadwinner.
I'm totally comfortable being with a successful woman. I think it's dope. I live at her place, you know?
What's the prenup situation?
Well, obviously, I wanted one, you know, so God forbid we split up and she takes half my sneakers.
But then he went on to joke about sabotaging her birth control.
Last night, I switched her birth control with Tic Tacs.
And it didn't stop there. He went on to say, quote, "I believe in us and all, but I just want to make sure that she can't go anywhere." Fans naturally took to Twitter to express concerns for their relationship. Ariel Rose tweeted, "Generally, I thought Pete Davidson was funny, but until birth control sabotage stops being a common form of abuse and a way abusers trap women in dangerous relationships, I'm not going to laugh at that joke." Another user tweeted, "After Pete Davidson's awkwardly unfunny remarks on SNL tonight, I had some thoughts and put them into words. Frankly, we should all be scared for Ariana Grande." Ariana has yet to comment on the drama that he just started. As you know, she dropped out of being the musical guest, but she was backstage and supporting her fiancé and even posted to Insta stories with a caption, "Live from NY." And it seems like Ari's continuing to take some much-needed time away from the stage to focus on herself. Over the weekend, Ariana assured fans that she was okay after she posted a series of emotional tweets. She replied to a fan, quote, "I love you and never want you to worry about me or think I want attention. I have way too much as it is without asking. Just had a human moment and wanted to confide." Ari also opened up about her anxiety over a possible Sweetener tour. When a fan told her to take all the time she needed, the pop star responded, quote, "I know, but I miss you. I'm antsy. Can't sit still. I want to tour now. Yesterday I just wanted to sit home forever, but today I want to do shows and see you. It's all very up and down right now. But hi, I love you and I'm working on it. I'll keep you posted." The singer said that even though she'd never regret going on tour, being away from home for a long period of time is what makes her nervous. She tweeted, quote, "My happiest moments are with y'all and on stage and stuff. I just think it's the long chunks of time away from home that are scary to me right now. Hi, I'm being too honest and people are gonna tear me apart, but I don't care anymore, LOL." While she knows she can't do a tour as big as her last one, Ari did suggest doing a smaller tour so that she can still see her supporters. She tweeted, quote, "Maybe I'll do a mini one. I can't do what I did last time right now, that I do know. Whatever it is, I hope it's okay with you. I just love and miss you. Everybody's telling me I need to take time, but I'm so antsy. I don't know. I love you." I feel for Ari. I think that she's been through so much that it's nice that she's taking some time for herself. As far as Pete Davidson and his joke on SNL, it's on SNL, so that says something.
Yeah, you know, honestly, at least they have each other and they're happy and they're in love. But speaking of love, there's another engaged couple that made headlines this past week, and that is Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin, because not only did they officially get married, apparently, they did without a prenup, and Drew has that scoop.
Just to reconfirm, the couple is legally married, they just haven't had the actual ceremony with family and friends. Bieber and Hailey believe that they won't truly be husband and wife until they proclaim it under the eyes of God. So if you guys don't remember, TMZ was the first outlet to confirm that the lovebirds were at the New York City Marriage Bureau tying the knot. However, there was a lot of confusion as to whether or not they had actually married, and Hailey even took to Twitter to deny it in a now deleted tweet. They did, however, marry the same day they obtained their marriage license. They had a preacher on hand, and the witness was one of Justin's friends. Justin and Hailey married so quickly that there wasn't enough time to get a prenup drafted and signed, and news that Bieber is so in love and feels he doesn't need one has been circulating the internet. No one really knows, but there is a possibility that Justin and Hailey ended up signing a postnup, which is basically the same thing but signed after marriage.
It's nice to know they had some kind of financial agreement, though.
Yeah, I agree. But moving on to our next story, Shane Dawson's docuseries revealed some very intense information from Logan Paul. Renee had that story. story.
In parts 1 and 2 of Shane Dawson's The Mind of Jake Paul series, Shane gave a broad overview of Jake's past and sat down with a psychologist to talk about sociopathic behavior. Now, he's diving deep into Jake's family, vlog mom, vlog dad, and of course, Logan. Shane spent hours combing through all of the fam's videos, and what he found was interesting, to say the least. Jake's mom was using an eggplant emoji on a video about Logan. His dad was making out with a young girl while she's blindfolded. His mom throwing shade at his dad. It was a lot. But it seemed like Jake's own video, a Draw My Life clip from 2016, is what provided the most insight into the Paul family dynamic. So in the video, Jake talked about his childhood and what it was like growing up for him. He explained that his dad was in the military, so he fostered a very competitive spirit between him and Logan, as we see that now. He would even record the brothers' football games so that they could watch them back and he could tell them what they needed to improve on. Jake also talked about his parents' divorce, which is actually what Shane thinks might explain his bad behavior as a kid.
He said he was going through a hard time, which led to him getting 14 behavioral strikes. And then he decided if football's boring, now I want to wrestle. Like, that's a kid with a ton of anger issues.
But perhaps the most shocking revelation came from Logan himself. So after Shane's video on sociopaths dropped, Logan, I guess, went on to say he wanted to put a response video, so Shane decided to reach out to him. And you guys, what happened next was a shock to us all.
I'm on the sociopathic spectrum. I wouldn't say I'm a sociopath, but I would absolutely say I have sociopathic tendencies. And at the beginning of the year, I was at a place in my life where they got the best of me and they consumed me, which is when it gets dangerous.
So Logan admitted to Shane that he actually does have, quote, sociopathic tendencies.
It will be interesting to see how the rest unfolds. I'm really looking forward to it.
You know, well, and something else that's unfolding, Kim Kardashian is actually suing her Paris robbery bodyguard.
Oh.
Kim Kardashian's insurance company has filed a lawsuit against her former security company for their role in the Paris robbery. The lawsuit claims that Pascal Duvier, her former security guard, and the rest of his team, quote, negligently, carelessly, and or recklessly performed their protection, security, monitoring, inspection, and or surveying of Kim. And they should have known that they were required to protect, secure, monitor, inspect, and or survey using the skill and care reasonably expected of those in this industry. The lawsuit is for $6.1 million, which is the amount the insurance company paid her out. So 1 month after the incident, a source confirmed to People that Pascal no longer worked for the family, but he wasn't fired. He instead reassigned himself to another family for professional reasons.
Duh.
According to the Daily Mail, Pascal's company filed for bankruptcy in Germany about 10 weeks before the robbery. I mean, the situation seems like it would be very tough for all of them.
Yeah, and speaking of tough, it has to be tough for Shane Dawson because he's getting this backlash, most recently from PewDiePie, and Miriam has that story.
It's safe to say that Shane Dawson knew what he was doing when he chose Jake Paul to be the subject of a brand new docuseries, and a lot of people are addicted to it on YouTube right now. Now, a lot of the backlash that Shane has been facing hasn't had anything to do with Jake at all. Instead, people have been taking issue with the way that he and therapist Katie Morton discussed sociopaths in his second video called The Dark Side of Jake Paul. One of those people is PewDiePie. After Shane's video was released, PewDiePie made a response video that voiced a lot of concerns that other people were also feeling. He first pointed out just how vague the whole definition of a sociopath is, according to Shane's video.
Now, watching through this video, you realize Jake is 100% a sociopath. Shane is a sociopath. I'm a sociopath. You're a sociopath. Everyone is a sociopath, because the definition of what a sociopath is was so incredibly vague that it fits anyone.
He also fact-checked Katie's claim that 1 in every 25 people is a sociopath.
Now, what I found was that 3% of males and 1% of females have APD, anti-personality disorder, and this is mentioned in the video. But just because you have anti-personality disorder does not make you a sociopath.
Now, PewDiePie said that while he understood that Shane was trying to simply make things more interesting and draw people in, he thought that it was a little irresponsible with the way he talks about mental health. He also called out Katie for using the words icky and gross in the video, which he thought was weird for a therapist to be saying, which I must agree. Overall, the YouTuber just thought it was a bad video, like not well made. But he did add that both Shane and Katie probably realize that now. And guess what? Shane did realize it. In fact, he apologized for being over dramatic with the editing and for making sociopaths and psychopaths seem synonymous. Nonetheless, he is still continuing with the series.
All right, guys, now we're moving on to our favorite part of our show. We're gonna read your comments. Okay, so Weather Girl Flash fan said, I want Shane to spill on the tea. Spill as much as he possibly can. Spill as much as there is. Overflow my cup and drown me in the tea. I don't even drink tea, but I want all the Jake Paul sociopath tea. Shane Dawson tea is my favorite tea. I mean, what a wonderful way to use the word tea. I love it. Yeah, and I mean, I agree. Let's just get all the tea.
All the tea. My favorite comment comes from LA, who says, LMAO, I am not a Pete Davidson fan by any means, but that swapping birth control with Tic Tacs joke is old. It was on an episode of The Simpsons back in the day and has been referenced a million times before and after, I'm sure. This is all too much. Pete Davidson is a comedian, I get that, and I also understand both sides. Some people are saying that just because he's a comedian doesn't mean he can just say anything, and then others are like, oh, just give him a pass, he's a comedian. So pick your side, choose your battle. I don't think anybody is necessarily wrong. However, I do understand where people are coming from.
Well, that's it for this week's recap. Did you have a favorite story this week? Let us know in the comments down below.
Yes, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can find me on the interwebs at Emil Ennis Jr.
Interwebs, I like that. You guys can find me on all social media at Amy Cassandra MTZ.
All right, guys, see you later.
Alligator.
But before you go, click right over here to check out Ariana Grande's snippet from her new song, Needy.
Ooh, and before you do that, make sure to hit that subscribe button.